This is the beginning of something that I've never really shared publicly before. And I've gone from making absolutely no money, being at university a year ago, and not really being happy with everything that I was doing, to a year later, dropping out of university and now making, well, $100,000 in the last year. Now, one thing I realized, I didn't document any part of this journey. I didn't really show any part of it, which is fine, but I don't want to look back in a few years' time when I'm making $100,000 a month, $1 million a month, and be like, what the hell did I even do to get to that point? And other people thinking the same thing and just saying like daddy's money or something. So like that's the reason why I'm making these videos now. Well, that's why I'm going to start this video and this whole sort of series of me just showing what I'm actually doing on a daily basis, what I've done to get to this point. So if someone's making no money, they're at university, they got a bunch of drive, but you don't know how to make any money. That's the exact same position that I was in a year ago. So I just want to show you what I've done to get to this point, and hopefully that can give you some inspiration, that can give you the how so you can actually start doing it. And then also for the people that are at the point I'm at now that are making $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, or somewhere in that range, and just showing you how to get to the next level, because I don't know how to get to 100 grand a month yet. That's the goal. That's the goal by the end of the year, is to get to $100,000 a month. I don't know yet how to do it, but that's why I'm making this, so I can at least show my plan. I can show my execution of that plan, and we can see if it actually works. So, how did I actually get to this point, and where did I really start? Well, let me switch arms real quick. None of these YouTubers do this shit. That's aching my shoulders. But anyway, how did I get to this point? Well, I've tried every business model under the sun. I tried every different thing. And I tried affiliate marketing, stocks, crypto. I've tried making a clothing brand. I've tried all these different things. And ultimately, none of them really worked out that well for me. But there was one thing that worked a bit better, Amazon FBA. I got into that for a little bit and that worked okay. I made some good money with it, but the real big break that I got was when I got into sales consulting, when I actually got into like closing. And I started that back just over a year ago now. I started training with a company for about 4 or 5 months to do it, and I was not making any money. I was working 50 hours a week, trying to train, trying to learn how to get good at closing deals, understanding what people want, actually solving people's problems. And I was spending 50 hours a week making no money with it. But that was the grind that was needed initially to get things off the ground. And I actually secured a position working with a company that I still work for now. That's something that's opened up a lot of different paths for me, because if you can sell something, then you get to understand the product very quickly. You get a lot of training on the product. And, you know, I worked with a company that actually did a lot of different things. So, you know, it got to the point where I actually started to learn a lot about AI, a lot about, you know, how to build software. And it's got to the point now where I'm like a consultant for a software company. So over the last kind of year, that's literally what I've been focused on doing, is working with this business, closing deals for them, and at the same time really just learning so much and then providing a lot of input to that company that's helped it actually grow a whole lot. So basically a few years of trying different businesses led me to eventually try something where I really locked in on one thing, which was doing closing, doing sales. And I know people that are doing all those other businesses that I mentioned. I know people that run successful clothing brands. I know people that make a lot of money doing Amazon. I know a lot of people that make a lot of money doing crypto. And of course, there's loads of people out there that do it. So I'm not saying those business models don't work. It's just I didn't spend enough time on them, realistically. I didn't dedicate enough to my skill set to actually get good at those things. Because for closing, like I got into a mentorship program to start that, and it cost me $5,000. And whilst I was at university not making any money, spending $5,000 is really difficult. So it was definitely a big risk that took me to even start that in the first place. But doing that made me have enough on the line, enough skin in the game, to the point where I just couldn't really afford to lose it. Like, I had to lock in, because what am I going to do? Lose 5 grand? Fuck no. So going from nothing to 10, 20k a month in the space of a year, it changes quite a few things. Like, I've been able to travel a lot more, a lot of spontaneous trips just to, the States, or to go down to South America. I'm literally hopping on a flight tomorrow to go to South America for 2 months. So it allows you to do a lot more things than you could before. But I'm not really satisfied where I'm at whatsoever. And I feel like there's other people that might be watching this that, maybe are making sort of 10 to 20k a month. And again, like, you're not really satisfied. You want to get to 100k a month. You want to get to $1 million a month. And you got big ambitions. And I really just want to share my plan of how to get there, and then my actual execution of it. So we'll see if it actually lines up. The plan is to get to $100,000 a month by the end of the year. That is the plan. And right now, it seems really, really wild to even think that might be possible. And there's part of me that thinks it's kind of impossible. But I've run the numbers, I've seen what's required to make it happen, and I think it is possible. And the thing is, if I don't hit it, I just know it's because I didn't work hard enough, because I know exactly what I have to do to get there. So I've just got to put it into action now. That's part of the reason why I'm going to South America for a bit too, because I can really lock in, there's no distractions. Because right now in the UK, like, as lovely as it is here, there's a lot of distractions, and the time zone is terrible. I'm up till 6 a.m., 7 a.m. every single day, because the company I work with is based in Miami. And at the end of the day, they're on Eastern time, which is 5 hours behind. So I have to stay up pretty much 5 hours later than I otherwise would do. So going there, it's going to be nice. I can actually get some good sleep and really just dial in on all the things I need to do. No distractions, just wake up, go to the gym, eat a steak, do 14 hours of work, eat another steak, and go to bed. That's like all I want to do for 2 months straight. And I think at the end of that 2 month, lock-in phase, I want to be at the point where I'm making 30 grand a month. So it's April right now. So by the end of the year, we can get to that $100,000 a month point. So that's the plan. And really, to get to that 100k a month mark, the plan is this, right? Continue with consulting, continue with sales, get all that up to the point where it's making not just 10 to 20 grand a month, but 20 to 30k a month, and make that consistent. And that's very possible, and I enjoy the work, and that's that side of things. But where's this extra 60, 70, 80k a month going to come from? Well, that's going to come from the business that I'm starting, which is building my own marketing agency, but using the company I work for, using their fulfillment to actually help me get there. So instead of me actually having to run all the ads and do all the work for the clients, the company I work with is actually going to do all that for me. So I know they're going to get great results. I can go for businesses that are going to spend more money right from the start, so I can use our business's reputation. And that's going to be the way that I'm scaling up to 60, 70, 80k a month. So that, combined with the consulting, the sales, the everything else, that will get me to that 100k a month mark by the end of the year. So that's the plan anyway. And to do that, it's going to be a lot of cold calling, it's going to be a lot of cold emailing, it's going to be a lot of a grind to get there. But I know the inputs that are required. I believe I have to set 9 calls every week, which is quite a lot. So anyway, that's the plan of what I'm going to do to try and get there. We'll see if that works out, and you're going to see the journey. And this is another thing I want us to hold me accountable to. I know what I got to do. I know if I'm going to make a video about it and post it, I'm going to go and do it to make the video. Because if I don't, then it's just going to look like I'm a little bitch. So that's kind of the whole reason behind doing this. Oh, these fucking YouTubers do this shit. It's fucking achy. It's aching my shoulders. But yeah, that's going to be the plan for the next year. Going to head out to South America tomorrow. From there, what we're going to do is we're going to really lock in with all the work, with all the inputs, with everything else that's required to get me there, get to that 30k a month mark. So best believe there's going to be some videos coming from out there, really just with me being locked in, being plugged in. The sun's come out, it's pretty nice. But just to summarize where I'm at right now, I came from making no money last year in university, doing an economics degree, going into banking, doing that sort of thing. And it's got to the point now where I'm not doing that anymore. I dropped out of university. I made $100,000 last year, and I'm working on the plan to get to $100,000 a month by the end of this year. So that's where I'm at, that's where I've been, and that's where I'm going to. So if you want to follow along with the journey, you can subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fair enough. If you want to like it for any reason, then like it. But this is really just to kind of document it so I can look back in the future and go, that's what I did to get there. So yeah, that's really it. Pretty nice day out here. It's a shame the weather's just getting good as I'm leaving the UK and going to South America. So this is it's actually kind of nice weather for once. You see the sun on my face. I'm the whitest boy alive. So anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.